Ekolowa Oyinbo, Oyinbo. Why you speaking Oyinbo? Oyinbo, you dey Lagos Oyinbo. If I carry you go banana, my guy, you go love Lagos. If I carry you go to Elegushi, you go love Lagos. If I carry you go Niru, my guy, you go love Lagos. Sepe see the police, Governor Amadu Kofoshi, helicopter low for Loki. You can make the
Yoruba Day celebration. Thank you so much for coming in today. We're about to start the program. So we encourage those who are outside to come in so we can start the program on time.
If you are not sitting and you are not a videographer or a photographer, you are wrong. Sit, please. I'm going to a quick reminder that if you've parked in a limited parking space, please bear in mind how many hours you've got for your parking space. Please bear in mind. I almost forgot myself. 2 hours parking. Please bear in mind.
Please remember we are in Yhca territory. 2 hours parking. If you park your car at 2 hours parking, you need to move your car. Otherwise, you get a fine. Please bear this in mind. After 2 hours, you need to move your car to park at 2 hours space.
Okay. DJ Wise. Welcome to the 22nd Yoruba Day, organized by the Yoruba Heritage and Cultural Association of Victoria. Please put your hands together for yourself, for your beautiful self. For today's occasion, we will be your host. My name is Olanike Akinwumi Adeoye. Mommy Pati Milikwe Awakire Obodo Kirani. Emi yomo onibara odo ni Ìlú Èkìtì. Ọmọ ẹlẹ́yẹ ṣe wẹ́yẹ̀wẹ́yẹ̀ àti dórógún ní Ìgbàrà odò. Mo ṣe padà bọ̀. Ẹ jẹ́ kí dọ̀tí sáré lọ má padà wá.
Àṣìbẹ̀ ni àgbànilásí.
Àṣìṣọ́ ni Odòtún.
Èmi ni Ọládọ̀tún Ọbádínà. Ọmọ owó yẹn ló ní ẹ̀dẹ́.
Kàsà.
Òtòṣì ọ̀yọ́
Àwọn olóògbé.
Òtòṣì ṣubú lọ́jà bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí. Owó yẹn ní ṣubú agbáriwo. Adìyẹ òtòṣì ní jẹ lábẹ́ òrògbò tówó yẹn ní jẹ ní gbangba oko.
Please put your hands together for Dotun. Okay. Dotun, let's recognize where we are.
acknowledge the traditional owners of this land and the traditional owners of our Yoruba land. So that's what I'll be doing now. We acknowledge the traditional owners of this Yhca City Council land that we have, the Wirinjeri people, the elders, past and present. We also acknowledge the traditional owners of the Yoruba land where we belong. Right from Oduduwa, the great ancestor of Yoruba land, and his 7 children, and all the Obas of Yoruba land, Aláàfin Ọ̀yọ́, Ọọ̀ni Ifẹ̀, àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. Ẹjọ́ àwọn bàtà àbádárúkọ ẹ má bínú torí àsìkò tí ó sì yàgò méjì ló yẹ ká bẹ̀rẹ̀. And we also want to acknowledge the presence of our guests here. I will tell you tonight or today that our beds actually called big fishes. I'll start from the mayor of the Yhca City Council, Mr. Daniel Ning. Please, if you can raise your hands. You're welcome to the event. Thank you so much for coming. And then we have the Multicultural Commissioner, Victoria Multicultural Commissioner, Mr. Sise Dingu. Please let me identify yourself. Thank you so much for coming. And we have a guest that we all know and we've all been looking forward to meeting tonight or today. She's here with us.
Let me stunt Diola. Have you heard? APC said that they've just renewed the building. 2 billion! APC! Let's put your hands together for Adiola. She's not gentle. Those ones, it's Karamo. It's Karamo. It's Karamo.
She's not as gentle as she seems yet.
No way.
And Adiola's got a friend here who came in with her when she from another program. Her name is Kat Zenke. You're welcome to our program.
That's about it, daughter. Today is power packed. I don't want to give you those TV advertisements, but today is deep. I'm telling you, but just before we go into the program, we'll take the prologues as you would expect. But before we go to the opening prayer, I want you to stand to your feet. You will stand, and I don't want you to put people on your table. You will move out of your table and give high fives to at least 5 people. DJ, can I have a little music while that is going on? Stand to your feet and give high fives.
Just a quick introduction. Let's introduce ourselves. High five, high five, high five. Just quickly before we start, just a bit of housekeeping. If anyone needs to go to the toilet, just on my right side. You exit the second door, 1, 2, and it's just on your right. In case there is any emergency, God forbid, it could happen, and this is part of our culture. We need to talk about it. In case there is any emergency, we all exit this door, right to your right, to your far right, and there is another exit door to downstairs, and that's where the assembly point is. But we are very hopeful that there is not going to be any emergency here tonight. We're here to catch fun, and I can assure you will enjoy yourself tonight.
Yeah, I remember back at home. If you want to tell a call ninja that just in case evil happens, you say, I reject it, it cannot happen.
I
If
rebuke it, Jesus.
you're in the lift and you say, are you going down? Well, the elevator is going down, I'm not going down. So they always like to clarify the fact that the culture of trying to say, don't preempt, instead of trying to preempt safety, to avoid emergencies, but they feel like fate can take away both the emergency situation.
That is like that culture for you. That will quickly remind me. I think it was last week. I got a train from St. Albans to Melbourne, and there was this guy sitting on the train. He had his I think this roller coaster, this thing that all these young kids, here. So he had it on and was trying to actually use it on the train. At the same time, was just looking left and right. He wasn't sure whether the ticket inspectors were around. So when he got to the train station, when we got to the stop, we all, got off the train.
Okay.
And then he put it on the floor and just jumped on it. Then he fell over. There was this woman standing next to me. I didn't even know she's a Nigerian. Immediately that this guy fell over, the woman shouted, "Yay!" And I just said to her, "Madam, are you okay?" "Okay, now you say you're going to shoot." Madam, say you are shooting. Next time, this is Australia, this is not Nigeria. When someone tips over and falls like that, you don't shout on their behalf. Let them shout so that they can call for help, not you. If people see you shouting now, they'll call the ambulance and they'll be pointing at you. And the woman was just like, so we have that culture in Nigeria. We always support our people, always friendly. And then last week we had a program and someone was talking about super. In Nigeria, our family is our super. If you don't identify with your family, if you have any problem, no one is going to support you. So we live that kind of lifestyle where you just have to identify with your family. So superannuation ti wá Nigeria. Tí bàbá bá tọ́mọ ní Nigeria, ó ti mọ̀ ẹgbẹ́ tó bá dá ọmọ superannuation tó. So the kids are the superannuation of their parents in Nigeria. So if you don't train your kids, you are not keeping your super. So that's how it is.
Mo ní Yorùbá tẹ̀ tí máa sọ kí ní gan máa sọ pé ṣé ilé kan ló tọ́ ìgbàdàdà, ilé kan ló tí ló bímọ, ìgbà ojú kan ló bímọ.
Ìgbà ojú ló tọ̀.
Ẹ ṣe jà kò ní bẹ́ẹ̀ mi ní padà bèrè kan lọ́wọ́ yìí o, mo ṣe létí máa bí iye ìgbọ́dọ̀ pa lórí ibi ọ̀gá lè mi, oyè yìí. All right, thank you very much. So we'll go straight into the opening prayer. Please put your hands together for Mr. Abimbola Odetayo as he leads us in the Christian way of praying.
Please let us pray. Our dear Father and our God, we want to thank you for this evening. We want to thank you for journey mercies to this place. We want to thank you for good health and strength. We thank you for the executives of the Yoruba Heritage and Cultural Association who have been working hard to make this day happen. Father Lord, as we gather tonight, we pray that your peace will be in this place. That this will be a place of enjoyment and entertainment. That Lord, we will be refreshed, that our fellowship here will be good. In Jesus' name, amen.
Thank you very, very much, Mr. Odetayo. I would like to invite Mr. Remi Ogunshino to lead us in the Muslim way of praying. Just put your hands together for Mr. Ogunshino.
In the name of Almighty Allah, the most beneficent, the most merciful. We commit all the congregation, every member, family members, group, individuals. We commit everybody into the hands of Almighty Allah. In coming down, He's been merciful over with us, and in going back to our individual different destination. I pray that the Almighty Allah will be with every one of us, because I arrive safely back into our individual destination. We thank you, Almighty Allah, for the kindness, love, friendship that we've been sharing together as individuals and as group, and which make it possible for this organization to have this program happening today. So we pray that Almighty Allah will continue to let the love and the kindness and the friendship continue to grow in strength and in strength. At the end of the day, we shall have cause to be happy. We shall have cause to glorify the name of Almighty Allah for a successful outcome of this program. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very, very much. Okay. Quickly, we'll go to the national anthem. But before then, we'd like our job brain on some of our sayings and proverbs back at home. So, Mama, so Eli, if I can parry from you, Eli, Abimo, Kogon, and then Kosha Map, Kilo parry. That's it, you go see what you. And then my question is, Abimo Kogon, and it Kosha Map. Kilo 2. I would interpret that very quickly. It means that a foolish child is not much better than a dead child.
That is.
Thank you very much. Let's go to the national anthem. We'll take the Nigerian national anthem first. Can we start to our
Can we all rise for the national anthem, please?
very much.
Invite someone very, very unique in our community who has contributed his time, his money, lots got involved his family in supporting this community. He was one-time president and now a president. This is to tell you how much he loves our society, how much he loves our community. We wish we could have more of him in our community. He is a very, very hard-working president. We actually, since he's been the president, he has put this community together. We were not at this man, but now we have lots and lots of people joining our community now, which is a great achievement. I would like to invite Mr. Matthew Adetifa. Please, you're welcome.
Hello, everybody. Good evening. Ekaleo. We thank God for today. It has been a day that we've been looking forward to, and we are here. I will start by acknowledging that we are meeting on the traditional country of the Yhca people, and I pay respect to their elder, past and present. I recognize and respect their cultural heritage, belief, and relationship with the land. A special guest of honor, Mayor Daniel Yhca, Yhca City Council. Thank you for coming. Victoria Multicultural Commission Commissioner, Mr. Cisse Dinko. Our guest from the United States of America, New York, Adiola Faye, the host of Keeping It True with Adiola. She doesn't know anything, but she's just keeping it true. The president, Edu Community, Mr. Peter Emmanuel, distinguished invited guests, friends, and members of our great Yoruba Heritage and Cultural Association. I say welcome to the 28th Annual Yoruba Cultural Day Festival. This association is 22-year-old, and we've been waxing stronger and stronger. The association provides a platform for the sustenance of culture of the Southwest people of Nigeria that are resident in Victoria, Australia. This we are doing through various activities and events that promote social interaction, growth, development, and empowerment of our people. Some of these activities include weekly Yoruba language class, which we hold on webinar, Victoria-wide, and anybody can join from all over the world. Parenting program. We also have welfare support program. These activities have not only benefited us, but also the community that have lived around us. The Yoruba-speaking people share a rich and complex heritage that is at least 1,000 years old. Today, in excess of 40 million people, Yoruba people, live primarily in the southwestern and north central part of Nigeria, Republic of Benin, Ghana, Togo, and Ivory Coast. We have some of us too in diaspora, mostly as a result of Atlantic slave trade and religious privilege that has happened all across from Senegal to the Nile of Africa. Yoruba-speaking people have referred to themselves by particular group names such as Yhca, Yhca, Yhca. And we have cities in Nigeria, like Yhca, Yhca or Yhca. And the languages which are made of different dialects. Yoruba Heritage and Culturalization membership has grown immensely in Victoria. We have families of professionals, entrepreneurs, students, and numerous high-net individuals in this group. Yhca has been able to connect with and create a platform through the Yoruba Heritage WhatsApp page and our first Facebook page for our members to interact. In the last 3 years, Yoruba Heritage and Cultural Association has received yearly grants from the Victoria Multicultural Commission for empowering our members to excel within the community. Part of the empowerment activities we had in 2017 and 2018 were on financial freedom and entrepreneurship. You will agree with me that the Yoruba people and Nigeria in general are hardworking people. They always seek multiple streams of income. This is evident in the number of entrepreneurs that we have among us. This program we are doing today is sponsored by members of our community, business owners. We get some grant from the government, and a lot of our individuals here too have donated money to make this possible. As a community, how do we progress our businesses and quest for financial freedom? I want to use this medium to employ us to increase our awareness and patronage of all our businesses within our community to grow the economy of our community in Australia. I also want to tell us about tolerance, respect, and love. Yoruba Heritage and Culturalization has grown in population significantly in the last 22 years. It is not uncommon to experience clashes of ego and personality as part of human and community development. However, in order to coexist peacefully and achieve our growth potentials, we must show love, tolerance, and respect to one another. We have strongest capacity when we work together as one. We are better together. Today is a special day. We will be showcasing our cultural heritage, our food, our dressing, our dancing talents. So please, everybody relax, enjoy yourself, and I hope that you'll be able to take a lot of things to remember for a long time home. Thank you so much for listening.
Please, a round of applause for our president, please. Thank you so much for that wonderful speech. I'll just quickly talk briefly about the Yoruba culture. We have a very unique identity, unique culture. Nigeria has 36 states. Out of the 36 states, 7 of those states are Yoruba, predominantly Yorubas. And what is unique about this culture is we have different dialects. We do speak, although we speak Yoruba, but the dialects are different. Right from Lagos to far north Kwara State. We do understand what we say, but the dialects are different, and we can actually tell this is Ijebu man, this is Yhca man, this is Egba man, this is a Goma with their unique accent as well, and this is Oyo man, this is Ibadan man. So we have different dialects across the Yoruba states. And then we also have lots of very rich cultural values. We respect our elders a lot. We believe the wisdom comes from the elders. So whatever the elders say, we respect it. Whatever they do, we follow. When they ask us to do things, we do that. And that's what has made our culture today unique, from Nigeria to Brazil. According to the what the president said in his speech also, we do have some Yorubas in the European countries, like Brazil and some other countries. They are Yorubas that were, taken as slaves from Nigeria to those countries. And they still practice the Yoruba culture. Yhca is very unique in our culture, and you will today see lots of people coming here to showcase our cultural values and heritage. Just before we go, I would like to acknowledge those who have made this day a success. Our donors, and I'll just quickly go through their names, and we thank them so much for supporting our programs. They've always been there for us anytime we need them. And today I want to assure you that some people will be going home with some presents. Some people, those who have donated these presents, I'll be calling their names. We have a barbecue, which is going to be the first prize today, donated by Mr. Adetifa. Thank you so much. Can we give him a round of applause, please? We also have a blender donated by Mr. Charles Okutani. And we have some donors as well. Adonai Foods, they are in Carlton. If you want to eat Nigerian food, the way it is prepared in Nigeria, the best place to go is just Adonai. It's in Carlton. Thank you so much for donating to support this program today. Can we please give Adonai a round of applause? Mrs. Ewedairo is the manager of Adonai Foods. Alpha Medical Center also donated some things. They gave us some money as well. The owner of Alpha Medical is Dr. Sulola. Can we please clap for Dr. Sulola? Thank you so much for donating to us. We also have Radskill Imaging Group. Mr. Azubuike. Thank you so much, Mr. Azubuike. Can we please clap for Mr. Azubuike? We have GIG Radiology. Mr. Fashogbon, Mr. Ebenezer Fashogbon, thank you so much. Can we please clap for him? Fatima Nula Multi Products. So Luna Multi Products. Can we please clap for Luna Multi Products? Access Australia Migration and Visa Services. Thank you so much. Delva Consulting and Consulting Services. Thank you very much. And the names of the donors: Mr. Charles Ogutade, Mr. Matthew Adetifa, Mr. and Mrs. Soji Okolawon, Mr. Olubenga Tokun, Mr. Trick Ige and family, Mr. Tafik Eleshi, Dr. Samuel Jolayemi, Mr. Oluwafemi Afole, Mr. Latif Adeleye, Dr. Kayode Efunkanbi, Dr. Razak Balogun, Dr. and Dr. Mrs. Kolawole, thank you. Dr. Goke Okedara, Damilola Okedara, Nike Odion and family, Dr. A. Sulola. Oh God, the list is just inexhaustive. Mr. Lopeyo Oyekami, Mrs. Oyekami, Miss Olushola Akiola, Mrs. Adeshewa Ajide, Mr. and Mrs. Avis Akama, Mr. and Mrs. Mr. and Mrs. Noble Olalujulo, Mr. and Mrs. Remi Ogushina, thank you. Mr. Lukman Anifolani, Mr. Anthony Adedeji, Mr. Elvis and Mrs. Buki Mwaju, thank you very much. Mrs. Mary Drodaye, Mr. Bankole Olukoju, Mr. and Mrs. Stephen Oluide, thank you very much. Can we give all of them a round of applause, please?
And as a form of emphasis, I want us to specially appreciate and put our hands together for the Victoria Multicultural Commission. Please put your hands together specially for them because they have been consistent in the support they have given this association. I would like you to also please put your hands together especially for the Yhca City Council for the support they have given us. Support makes the job easier. One year at Bacon, there will be. Exclude one.
Mo ní ìbéèrè kan tí mo fẹ́ béèrè ẹ tí ò bá ti gbọ́ lè gbà ó nọ́mbà wo lẹ́mọ̀ tó dáa jùlọ náà fẹ́ràn jùlọ ta ló mọ̀ nọ́mbà wo náà fẹ́ràn jùlọ nọ́mbà kí ni ẹ gbà ó kù díẹ̀ 21 ó kù díẹ̀ nọ́mbà 3 wọ́n gbà bá fún ọ ní àtẹ́wọ́ o.
Kí ló dé tó fi gbà?
Wọ́n ní kí ni díẹ̀ tó fi jẹ́ nọ́mbà 3 lò lọ́wọ́ fẹ́ràn jùlọ. Àwọn atajẹ́ lọ́wọ́ ọmọ ẹlẹ́yìn Kristi ọmọ ọdún mélòó ni Jésù náà ló kúrò láyé 30. Ẹ jẹ́ ká wá bẹ̀rẹ̀ látòrí òǹkà Yorùbá látòrí ara wa orí mélòó ni mẹ́ta ojú mẹ́ta etí mẹ́ta imú mẹ́ta ẹsẹ̀ mẹ́ta tí èèyàn bá tún ní ẹnìkan tó jẹ́ kó gbajúmọ̀ ládùúgbò tó ń náwó wọn á ní olówó ni ó wí owó kódà tí èèyàn bá bímọ lọ́gbà ẹni á pé ọmọ ọmọ kódà nǹkan tí wọ́n fi ṣètò ọmọ òun lọ́kùnrin àti obìnrin ẹ má jà ká.
Bí o gbọ́ yẹn ó bí o ìyẹn kọ́ mo sọ lọ́wọ́ tó lówó ni mo ní ìwòlẹ́ ọmọ yìí lọ́wọ́ àwọn bàbá lówó ọmọ yẹn máa wò mí mi ò gbọ́ ewì àti àbáláyé òun ló kọ̀ mọ́mí mo rí sọ̀rí àrùn orí ẹ̀sìn combat Osun òkè kìí ṣe ti India àbí Nàìjíríà.
Osun original.
Okay.
Now, we want to show you what is Yoruba culture. Part of our Yoruba culture. So we have Ewi, we have Yhca, we have different ways that our people, celebrate. So we'll be giving you some samples here today. So I would like to invite Mr. Adeniyi Kine for Ewi and Yhca.
Thank you so much, everyone. You're all welcome to the Yoruba Day 2018, and I want to acknowledge all of you, my fathers and my mothers here. I greet you all, and I also want to acknowledge the members of the high tables for coming today. But I'll be doing my eulogy, which we call Ewi, Yhca or something in Yoruba language. I'll be doing my item in Yoruba, and I'll be doing a little bit of bata dance for you to see our culture. Èmi ò ṣe bá wọn kíní tó dorí kodò tí ó sùn, èmi ò ṣe bá wọn ìyàbọ̀ tó dorí kodò tí ó sùn yìí. Ṣùgbọ́n mo ṣe bá Jésù Kristi, ọba lúayé. Èmi lọ́mọ jẹ̀búmọ́lá rẹ̀, èmi lọ́mọ adélé tejiteji, èmi lọ́mọ akéníkó kẹrù ó para ọ̀nà, èmi lọ́mọ àfìdí pọ̀tẹ̀ mọ́lẹ̀ ní jẹ́mbò ní. Ẹ jẹ́ abẹ́rẹ́ wo, ẹ jẹ́ abẹ́rẹ́ wo. Ẹ̀jẹ̀ ń béèrè wò, ẹ̀jẹ̀ ń béèrè wò, bí wọ́n ti ń ṣe nílẹ̀ yìí o, ẹ̀jẹ̀ ń béèrè wò. lẹ́yìn rẹ̀ ṣe mo dúpẹ́. Ó dá àwa ti béèrè wò, àwa ti béèrè wò, àwa ti béèrè wò, àwa ti béèrè wò. Wọ́n ní wọ́n ti fàyè gbà wá o, àwa ti béèrè wò. Yẹ̀rù ọ̀kín tó ń bẹ ní kalẹ̀ bókí, yẹ̀rù ọ̀kín ọlọ́pàá mọ́jọ. Ẹ̀yin lọ́mọ jàkànjàkàn tí wọ́n jà nílé ọlá lọ bí mo lóṣojú òbí oṣojú kúrò nínú oko ìbáṣojú olóko ìbá làwọn. Ẹ̀yin lọ́mọ lúre láàrin ọkàn gbọ́dọ̀ jùkàn nílé ọlọ́pàá mọ́jọ. Bọ́kàn bá jùkàn nílé ọlọ́pàá mọ́jọ òkú ní fún wọn ní kóró. Ẹ̀kún ní mo mí relé ẹ̀yin lè sáwó. Ilé ògbà wọ ọ̀dẹ̀dẹ̀ ògbòrò kò máa síbi tó gbòrò bí ó ṣe bàbá. Bàbá o jẹ́jẹ́ ni wọ́n máa fi owó ọmọ lálọ́ bí ìjọba tí ó lẹ́sẹ̀. Agídí irọ́ ẹ mọ́mọ́ bọ́mọ ọlọ́fàdánwò. Ọmọ abísùjókọ ìyẹ̀rù ọ̀kín ọlọ́fàmọ́jọ. Ọlálọ́bí la ó máa pè o. Tó jẹ́ wípé o ẹranko mú ni ọ̀kẹ́rẹ́ fojà náà. Ẹranko bí rẹ̀ là ń wí ta ló jájá mọ́sálásí. Ọlálọ́bí la ó máa pè o. Ògbómọ̀ṣọ́ tó bẹ̀ ní kalẹ̀ bókí, Ògbómọ̀ṣọ́ ajílété, ìlú tí wọ́n ti gbé ìjọba kan tó kù kọyọ̀gán. Ogun òjàjàjàjà kọ́ kàrá Ògbómọ̀ṣọ́ rí. Ògbómọ̀ṣọ́ wọn kì í ṣerú ẹnìkan ọ̀kan, ìṣàbẹ̀rù ọwá. Ògbómọ̀ṣọ́ ajílété, Ògbómọ̀ṣọ́ ajílété, ṣógo ẹ̀yìn la fi ń kọrin. Ìlú tí a tẹ̀ sáré ọ̀nà ọkàn ṣoṣo nínú ìlú Akin. Olúyọ̀lé tó bẹ ní kalẹ̀ bókí, Ìbàdàn Mẹ́sì ọ̀gbọ̀. Ìlú tóbi tó ìmọ̀ òlékún, mo ní ẹ̀yin lọ máa jẹ kíkẹ̀ karahun, ẹ̀yin lọ máa fi karahun kọ́ inú, ẹ̀yin lọ máa gbọ́ sásásá mọ́mọ́sá, ẹ̀yin lọ máa gbọ́ yàyà mọ́yà. Mo ní ìgbésẹ̀ yìí ò ní báráyé nínú, ẹni ẹlẹ́ni ò ní gbà ṣe ẹ̀yin ṣe. Ẹrú ọwọ́ tó bẹ ní kalẹ̀ bókí, ẹ̀yin ọmọ Ìjẹ̀ṣà, ẹrú ọwọ́ ọmọ Ògùn. Mo ní Ìjẹ̀ṣà tó bẹ ní kalẹ̀ bókí gbogbo yìí. Ẹ jẹ́ kíra wa ọmọ Yorùbá. Bàbá mi president, ìgbésẹ̀ yìí ò ní báráyé nínú president Yorùbá àti Nigeria Society. Ẹ ṣe mo dúpẹ́, ní ẹni ẹlẹ́ni onígbàṣẹ ẹni ṣe, ó ti dára kò dára mọ́kànlọ́wọ́ bá kó má fi sọ̀rọ̀ yìí. Bàbá mi pẹ̀lẹ́ o, bàbá mi pẹ̀lẹ́ o, mo bólú yìí dé lọ, bàbá mi pẹ̀lẹ́ o. Ìlọrin Àfọ̀njá tó bẹ̀ ní kalẹ̀ bókí, Ìlọrin Àfọ̀njá bító ìwọ̀n ò léwu ẹ̀sìn léwu wọn. Mo ní ẹ̀sìn mi dé lọ́ọ̀rí o, ẹ̀sìn mi dé lọ́ọ̀rí o wa. Ìlọrin Àfọ̀njá ẹ̀sìn mi dé lọ́ọ̀rí. Ẹ̀sìn wa dé lọ́ọ̀rí o wa. Ìlọrin Àfọ̀njá ẹ̀sìn wa dé lọ́ọ̀rí. Ọ̀pọ̀ ni mo kéré mo fi ilẹ̀ lórúkọ. Àbẹ́ tí mo kéré ó fi ilẹ̀ lórọ̀ sáà. Láìláìláìláì. Aláàbò lọ́wọ́ ń bẹ ní Ìjẹ̀bú-Òde. Ẹ ṣe mo nípa ìgbésẹ̀ yìí òní báráyé nínú ẹlẹ́yìn onígbà tí ẹ ṣe. Ẹ jẹ́ kíra wa ká kíra wa ọmọ Yorùbá. Ẹ jẹ́ kíra wa ká kíra wa ọmọ Yorùbá. Ẹ jẹ́ bára wa yọ̀ ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ká bára wa jó. Àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá ti gòkè àgbà o. Ẹ jẹ́ kíra wa ká kíra wa ọmọ Yorùbá. kábàárà wa jọ ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ kábàárà wa jó àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá tí lókè yága ó dà ẹ̀yọ́ nínú ẹ̀ sọ̀rọ̀ sí mi nígbà tí wọ́n ṣe.
A round of applause for Mr. Yhca, please. Thank you so much for that presentation. We really appreciate that. I want to acknowledge the presence of the President of the Nigerian Society of Victoria, Mr. Stephen Olide. You're welcome. And Mrs. Olide as well. You're welcome to our meeting. Last weekend was his 50th birthday. Happy birthday again. I wish you many more years on this earth. Now we would like to invite the Victoria Multicultural Commissioner, Mr. Cisse Dinku, to come and just welcome us to this great celebration, Yoruba Day celebration.
What a beautiful show. Please give them a round of applause for Adini. This is what makes Victoria culture. The costume, dance, dresses, everything makes us the best city in the world. This is what we call it Victoria, the diversity of the culture. Good evening, everyone. I would like to start by acknowledging the traditional owners of this land and also pay my respect to elders past and present. I also like to thank you, President Matthew, for inviting me to be here. And also I'd like to acknowledge the guests who are with us tonight, particularly Councillor Daniel, Mayor of Yhca, and President Nigerian Society of Victoria, Stephen, and other. In particular, today we have special guests from USA, and we welcome you being with us. And as witnesses, this week we have two distinguished guests from USA, and this week we have two distinguished guests from USA being with us to celebrate our diverse multicultural, and also one of the events which we hosted this week, International Metropolis 2018. We've been addressed by two distinguished guests from Nigeria, and I think being with them tonight is a big privilege. I'd like to thank Yoruba Heritage and Cultural of Victoria for inviting me here today. You have done a fantastic job yet, again, of putting together today's festivities. As a Commissioner of Victoria Multicultural Commission, I'm delighted to be here with you all for the second year in a row to celebrate this year around Yoruba Day with members of Victoria community. Annual Yoruba Day celebration in Victoria is now in the 6th year. It is a day to celebrate and promote Yoruba culture and heritage. It brings together the Yoruba people living in Victoria to celebrate their culture through traditional fashion, food, dance, and special performance. It is also a day to showcase and educate the wider Australian community, particularly Victoria, of the Yoruba way of life. It's also a day to showcase being together and inviting different community members from different backgrounds to celebrate, and our diverse culture and also diverse costume and food which we are going to taste later on. I'm proud to be here. Thank you for assisting me on this. This is one of our cultural groups as well. We are accepting and accommodating. I'm proud to be here today as one of my Victoria Multicultural Commission member. We have 12 of us working across the state. And the Commission of our role is to serve the primary role is working with community and also celebrating such wonderful culture and advising the various levels of communities issues. And to ensure they are able to practice their culture and also actively engage in various activities with the Victorian diverse communities. Our role is really about facilitating and also being celebrating such wonderful event and advising the policy to make effective policy and also the Commission to be implementing and supporting the community in one respect. One way of support our multicultural communities, being with you and participating in such wonderful festival and also encouraging you to engage with the various community members in various levels. So going many events from different cultures, particularly over the last 2-3 months, I've attended Nigerian Independence Day and also other events last month together with various community members. This is what shows this country and this state diverse and also welcoming in everything we do. Your community runs weekly language class. We have a webinar which a volunteer teacher leading and serving different regions to ensure accessibility to all across the state. This also encouraging young generation to learn their culture, to learn their language, and also to be a good citizen. The class include excursion of Yoruba children and the young people to meet and practice what they have been learning and that the next generation of Yoruba are connected with their roots and cultural heritage. This is one of the remarkable things Yoruba communities performing. As Victoria Multicultural Commission, such activities and such events, and also the language education for young generation is supported, and the government of Victoria is really focusing on providing such activities to be encouraged, and language class, cultural celebration, and various many events to be in the bigger picture. Considering the time we have today, and many of us, we have another event to attend as well. And briefly, I would like to thank the organizing committee and also the guests who are really present with us tonight, and enjoy the evening and celebrate such wonderful event tonight. Thank you.
A round of applause again. We would like to invite the Mayor of Yhca City Council to talk to us as well, Mr. Yu.
Thank you very much. Before I begin, I'd like to acknowledge the traditional owners on the land on which we meet today, the people of the Kulin Nation, and pay my respects to elders past and present. I'd also like to thank and acknowledge the President and the Vice President of the committee, and I think a big round of applause is needed at the beginning for all the work they've done in putting an amazing event together, so a big round of applause. I'd also like to acknowledge and welcome our guests as well. Our friends from the Victorian Multiple Commission, we do a lot of work together here at Yhca City Council, and I thank you and I welcome you there. I'd also like to invite our guest, also from all the way from America, I understand, Yhca, thank you for coming and appreciate your attendance. And also, of course, the leaders of our other societies that are here as well. Appreciate your attendance. We always do a lot of work together for the year at Yhca City Council. Thank you for your contribution. It's truly an honour for me to be here and look at all the colour, the music, and the amazing people that fill Richmond Town Hall. And really, what I just want to do is thank you all. As in, similar to my family and my culture, my family came from Vietnam and we came here to this country and made our lives here. Now, you two have also done that. And for that, you've made Melbourne and Victoria such an amazing place to live. The culture, the contribution you have, whether it be in business, arts and culture, and sport, in so many ways is a big part of what makes Melbourne such a great place to live. And I'd like to thank you for that and keep on doing the good work, so I appreciate that. Also, in thanking that, I'd like to take this opportunity, I don't often get the chance to do this. We have in the crowd today one of the Yhca Council staff members, Mr. Toy Navas. I'd like to invite you up for a moment if I could, just to join next to me for a second. I guess I spoke a little bit before about making a contribution, coming to a new country. Toyin is not only a staff member, but I consider him a friend and also a mentor. The work that he does, particularly for the City of Yhca, working with the young people, working on our sporting programs, but not just so that people can play sport, not just so that they're active, but it's the leadership, it's the education, it's the mentoring, and it's growing our next generation of young people. And I think no one further contributes more than in this City of Yhca than Toyin does. So I think I'd just like to take this opportunity in front of everyone, just an amazing person, an amazing man, and a big round of applause, please. Thank you very much. And just lastly, I'd like to probably just say a little message to the young people. It's great to have so many kids and young people here in the audience with us. I remember when I was young, I came to this town hall with my mum and dad, and sometimes I thought these events were a little bit boring. But as I got a little bit older, I learned to understand and cherish how amazing these events are. Your culture, your history is so important to you. So I guess a little message, and the final message to the young people here today is cherish your culture, cherish your history, don't let anyone else say anything else. It's something that is unique to you and it makes you special. So thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of the night.
Another round of applause for the mayor of Yhca City of Yhca Council, Yhca City Council, sorry.
Modi àti Rodi Masho.
He decided to go.
Yes.
We need to shake our body. We know in Yoruba culture we dance a lot, so we want to dance. And we've got a very big musician from Interstate here today to entertain us. So his band will be performing now. Just briefly, he will still come back to perform, but we just want him to show us what he's got in stock for us. So, ẹ bá wa fún wọn ní àtẹ́wọ́ ẹ̀jọ̀. Ṣáà jẹun lọ́wọ́ ẹ bá wa fún wọn ní àtẹ́wọ́.
Very soon we'll receive the Dede Igbo cultural activity. Dede Igbo cultural activity. Are you close to the door?
I want you UPS. Who can tell us 10 political parties, 10 registered political parties in Nigeria?
Labour Party yẹn gan, Senate Labour Party ni mo mọ̀. Okay, Adiola. Adiola, when I call you, you give me that one. Don't you? I saw you on the corridor. You're a bit gentle, right? Around, you give me the way you do it and clap your hands like this. Please put your hands together for Adiola Fire.
You were.
Hi everyone. What's the problem with this? Father? My name is Dalo. Ẹ kú ilé o, ẹ̀yin ìyá mi o, àtẹ̀yin bá mi gbogbo yín mo kí o, ẹ rà kú ilé o. Before I go on, you guys know I'm very shy, so I'm very gentle.
Indeed.
I like to mind my business, as you guys know. But I like to start out by greeting everybody here. Where are my people from Lagos? Eko ile Eko Ibaje. Ẹ̀yin Eko da. Eko for sure you da fi Ibadan. Where are my people from Ibadan? Ibadan ló ní so. Where are my people from Ogbomoso? Ogbomoso here. Ma Ọ̀yọ́ ah. Ẹ̀yin ará Ọ̀yọ́ da. Ẹ̀yin ará Ọ̀yọ́ da. What about my people from Yhca? Yhca mire. Oso ni màá lò. Onídandan máa gbowó mi. Ẹ̀yin ará Yhca àdúgbò lẹ́wà ẹ mọ bí owó tì. Mommy and daddy, I need to see you after this service. You guys from Yhca, you usually have a lot of money, so I should collect my share before I leave. Anybody here from Kwara State? Mo ti rí yẹn yín yá mi. Sinmi dé lọ́rin òye. Mo ní ẹ̀sìn mi dé lọ́rin òye. Ìlọrin Àfọ̀njá ẹ̀sìn mi dé lọ́rin. Mo ti rí yín dàlẹ́ mọ́ wẹ̀. Ayíyálẹ́ yín sìn. Where are my people from the state of Governor Fayose? Ẹ̀yà Èkìtì. Dada. So, is there anybody that I'm leaving out? Ẹ̀yà Ògùn kọ́nà. Ìjẹ̀bú rèé. Tábàtì rí gèlè yín àti dayímọ̀. Ìjẹ̀bú tẹ́rí fún my father. Yọ̀dà fún yín tí ó pọ̀. Ẹ̀yin náà ni Ìjẹ̀bú ni. Ìjẹ̀bú and Ogun State. Ogun State represented here. Ondo. Ondo kọ́. We have one Ondo. Okay, we have more than one. Yeah, Ondo. Wonderful. Is there anybody here that I'm missing out in terms of Yoruba State? Huh? Abeokuta. And that was what I said just now. Mole yara Abeokuta na so. Abeokuta. So before I go on, I bring you greetings from all my uncles. Uncle Dino Melaya sent his greetings.
bring you greetings from Uncle Buhari. Uncle Buhari has finally gotten his wife certificate, ladies and gentlemen. Can you imagine this people? Election is coming, he's telling us he's getting his wife certificate. Father, I bring you greetings from Uncle Dino as well. Uncle Saraki. Uncle Bukola. Unfortunately, they did not vote for him in a PDP. He got 300 votes. At least we know he would do well if he were to be writing JAM. He got JAM cut-off mark. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough for presidency. So I bring you greetings on behalf of all my uncles. And I'd like to acknowledge all the big people here. Thank you so much, Mayor, for coming out tonight. And that was a great speech. It's been a huge privilege meeting everybody here, as well as the Victorian Multicultural Commissioner. Thank you so much for coming. And the President of Edo Community here. It's nice meeting you, sir. Thank you, Mr. President, and everybody. Thank you for having your girl. Thank you for inviting me. When they called me to come here, I thought they made a mistake. Because I said, are you sure you want me to come? You know, I'm very gentle. I don't talk like that. And I'm a small girl. So, thank you so much for having me. I'm really, really humbled. Before we go on, do we have generator on standby just in case NEPA takes lights? You're laughing. They don't take the lights here. You don't have NEPA. They don't take the lights here. Yeah. So, they said I should say something. And like I told you guys earlier, because I hardly know what to say. But I thought I would share my story a little bit. When I moved to the US, I experienced a lot of culture shock, which I'm sure some of you probably did as well. Maybe it's just me. And you know, for example, when I first got to the US, the first 2 weeks, there's a lot of conversation going on in this room. Amen, somebody. Praise the Lord.
Amen.
Hallelujah. Amen. So for the first 2 weeks, I would literally stare at the lights in my room, in the dorm room, because I wasn't used to having uninterrupted electricity for days, which was bad because that was when I realized something was wrong. Because when I was growing up, I didn't know that there was a problem until I left Nigeria. I thought everything was okay. But then when I got to the US and the light would go off for the first 2 weeks, it didn't sit well with me because I wasn't used to that. And that was when I realized that I was so used to abnormality that it became normal to me. To not have electricity for days, to not have running water for days. But the culture shock that I want to talk about tonight, it's not that. There was another culture shock that I experienced, and that is what we call community service in my college when I was in school. Every semester, the college will say that they are doing community service. They will set aside one day to go into the community where my school is located to help people. They will go and volunteer in schools, they would volunteer at homeless shelters. We would paint, we would sweep, we would clean yards, we would do everything. And it's not just the students, starting with the school presidents and all the professors. Everybody will go out on these days for culture, for community service. And so that was really, really strange to me, that people were willing to help without being paid to help. I wasn't used to that growing up in Nigeria. In Nigeria, if you are helping somebody, as a matter of fact, sometimes if somebody is helping you, you will be suspicious. Is there something you are trying to ask? You're asking directly, why are you helping me all the time, you know? But when I got to college and I realized that they just help. But it wasn't just the fact that they were helping, it was their attitude. It was really, really strange to me that they were helping with joy. They were so happy to volunteer. That was strange to me, because I'd never experienced anything like that. And then they would do this every single semester. And I think that messed up my mind, just coming from Nigeria. You know, back home we have house helps. People have house helps back home, and even the way you treat your house helps, sometimes it's not with dignity, if you know what I mean. So to see people to volunteer without getting paid, it really messed up my mind. And then I realized I started looking forward to this community service every semester. And then the hurricane happened in New Orleans, Hurricane Katrina, and my school took a whole bus, 21 of us, we went there to volunteer when the hurricane happened. And we would work from morning till night without getting paid. And that was when I realized that Americans have something that we call a sense of ownership. And I'm pretty sure you guys have it here as well. And what I mean by that is, when you work somewhere, you have a sense that you own that place. You take care of it. If something should go wrong here, the manager here will do whatever he or she can do before we even alert the police or whoever. Back home, it's not like that. The people that we have as our officials, first of all, it's like you have to beg them to do what they are supposed to do. This is what they were elected or appointed to do, but you have to beg them to do it. And even when they are doing it, they act as if they are doing you a favor. If they are building the road, you know, sometimes they carry themselves as gods. And so they have a sense of entitlement instead of a sense of service. So, but after living in the US, I realized that there are so many institutions in the US that were built by individuals. I've seen several libraries. In community libraries, the people of the community will just contribute money and they will build a library. They will build a hospital. They will build so many things. And I realized in Nigeria, those that we have elected and appointed to do these jobs, they have failed. And it doesn't look like they are about to change anytime soon. And so the question is, who is going to do it if our leaders continue to fail us? Because if you guys notice, they go there and they just enrich themselves. And I guess that's my challenge today, coming here. First of all, is to encourage everybody here to get involved in the politics of your country. If I should go around the tables and ask how long some of you have been here, Daddy, how long have you been here, sir? 20 years. Amen, somebody. Mommy, how long have you been in Australia? 19 years. How long have you been here, Daddy? 18 years. Auntie me. You just came last year. Jesus is Lord. How long have you been here, Daddy? 20 years. Is anyone here that has been in Australia for 30 years or more? Ah, Daddy. You must come back home. Is there anybody that has been in Australia for 40 years or more? 40. 40 years. There's a reason why you've been here for this long. You know, it's not like it's easy to just get up and come and move here. Some of us miss home a lot, you know. You want to have your extended family when you're celebrating some things. And I don't know if you guys get snow, but some of the snow that we have to endure in the US is not funny. Sometimes I ask myself, what was I looking for? Leaving home. So, but there's a reason why you are here. If nothing else, since I got to Australia on Tuesday, the electricity did not go off. The road has been good. We didn't see any potholes. Water has been running. See, these reasons why you are here is why you cannot forget home. It's why I do what I do. I wish everybody that I know in Nigeria, I wish I can bring them all to Australia or the US just so they could see how life is elsewhere. Because, like I told you, I didn't know that anything was wrong when I was growing up. I was 19 when I left Nigeria. And so I thought it was normal not to have stable electricity or water. So I told you that story. Number one, so I can encourage you to get involved in the politics of Nigeria. Because some of those politicians that steal money, some of my uncles, they come here as well. They come to the US a lot. They come here as well. Get involved by, you should shame them when you see them. When they come to town, they usually stay in the most expensive hotels. You should film some of what they are doing and put it out and shame them. Maybe they would think twice. The second reason why I told you is you can make a huge difference. You can make a huge difference with the opportunity that you have. The fact that you are in Australia today, there are millions of people that wish they can be in your shoes. I'm not saying that you're rich or you're wealthy in Australia where you are, but you have access to basic amenities. And sometimes some of us, we are where we are because of the parents that we had or the connections that we had. It's not like we're smarter or more intelligent than some people. So being here, as far as I'm concerned, is only so that you can make a difference in the lives of so many others. And I'm going to end by telling you 2 stories. I have a viewer from Sydney, Australia. His name is Kenneth Chibuzo. And he sent me an email one day. That was how I got to know about his story. And I met him when I arrived in Sydney. This man grew up in Ibadan, even though he's Igbo, he grew up in Ibadan State. I said Ibadan State, Ibadan City. And some years ago, he went home, even though he's been living in Australia. He went to an hospital and they found out that a lot of emergency patients were being turned away because of money. And it really broke his heart. And he said, I'm going to do something about it. Unfortunately, he didn't get to do as much as he was hoping to do until one day he got a phone call that his brother was taken to the emergency room and he was turned back because of money and his brother died. His brother was unconscious. It wasn't like he didn't have money, but he was unconscious, so the doctors didn't know whether he had money. So to cut a long story short, his younger brother died in his senior year in school. And because of that, Kenneth, in memory of his brother, he sends money to Ibadan, 2 different hospitals in Ibadan, every few months. And he told the doctors that whenever anybody comes to emergency room, don't turn them back. Treat them with this money. He found out if you can have at least 5,000 naira, they won't turn you back. And so he sends money. He sends money to his brother to buy all kinds of equipment that they need in the emergency room. He found out some of these hospitals, common gloves, they don't have. Common oxygen tank, they don't have. And so Kenneth has been doing this now for at least three years. And do you know how many lives he has saved? We would never know how many lives he has saved. Just because he decided to take his pain and use it for good. And now, he has saved so many lives because whenever someone gets in an accident and they can't afford it, they remember Kenneth has sent money, so they cannot send them back. They will treat them. And the last story that I would share with you is of a lady called Ola Orekuri. She went home with her family from UK. They went home for the holidays. I've talked about her on my show. And while they were in Nigeria, her younger sister, who has sickle cell, she got sick. They went to like 5 different hospitals. They couldn't treat her. And so they needed to airlift her to wherever she could be treated. There was no air ambulance in the whole of Nigeria. No air ambulance in the whole of West Africa. The only air ambulance that they found was in South Africa. By the time the air ambulance would arrive in Nigeria, the girl had died. She died. And so Ola Orekuri went back to UK. She completed her studies in medicine. And she went back to Nigeria and started the first air ambulance service in Nigeria. And today, she's saving so many lives. Not just in Nigeria, they have expanded to several African countries. Because she took her pain and decided if anybody would die like this, it has to end with my sister. Because she doesn't want anybody else to die as well. So I'm challenging you that you can do so much back home. And you may be wondering, where do I start? Well, I'm going to tell you that I remember very well that growing up, the hospital in my hometown, they didn't have enough envelope for medication. So when I go to the hospital when I was younger, they would put like 5 different medicines in one envelope. And they would try to write out how to take the medicine. And of course, being the young person I am, several times I'm confused. I don't know which medication I'm supposed to take. You know how dangerous that is? They still do that in so many places. I'm just saying, if you just think back at what the situation was like before you came here, you can always find one thing that you can do. Even if it is, you know what, this $100, buy envelope so that people don't have to have 5 different medications inside one envelope. So I like to challenge you just to think about what it is that makes you upset whenever they talk about Nigeria. What makes you angry the most whenever they talk about Nigeria? Maybe that is where your calling is, in terms of what you can do to make a difference. Thank you so much everyone for watching my show. I am very, very grateful. It's a huge privilege to finally put some faces behind the numbers, because all I see is number. And now I know that you are watching. Daddy and Mommy, thank you so much for watching. I said to you know down. And I like to sign up like I always do on my show. Alright y'all, it's been real, and I'm keeping it real right up in here. Until next time, I must see y'all later. Peace out. Peace out.
Okay. Thank you very much for the beautiful speech. I don't know what it is speech. Thank you so much. That was a beautiful presentation. I enjoyed listening to you. Now we've got an award for you. And we get. Let me hand over to Mr. Oguntade as he coordinates the session of award for Adiola Fayon.
Hello everyone. My name is Charles Aderoti Oguntade. It's always important to put that Aderoti. It is my pleasure today to introduce to you Adiola Eunice Ayafayew. She's the host of Keeping It Real with Adiola, a satirical show on African politics. She comes from Yoruba ethnic group of southwestern Nigeria and speaks the language very fluently, as you can see. In 2003, Adiola moved to the United States to further her education. She graduated from the Olivet College in Michigan with a bachelor degree in mass communication and journalism in 2007. And in 2008, she received a master's degree in broadcast journalism from a CUNY Graduate School of Journalism. While working as a producer at a CUNY TV, she produced a feature of Sahara reporters, publisher Lomoyemi Showore, who she later worked with a behind-the-scenes capacity at Sahara Reporters. In 2011, Adiola began the news satire show Keeping It Real with Adiola. The focus of the show is political issues pertinent to Africa and of its interest to the African diaspora community. The show also promotes people of African heritage that are making marks around the globe. Fayew and her husband founded a non-for-profit called the Yhca Foundation, focusing on feeding the internally displaced person, funding medical treatment for the terminally ill, and also providing scholarship to students. I'm sure when she was telling her story, she never mentioned this to you. She told me stories of people that are doing volunteering and all that, but she did a lot about that as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, here today, the Yoruba Cultural Association of Victoria, we met and we felt it would be a great honor for us to present Adiola Eunice Fayew, an award of excellence in informative media and humanitarian work, which will be presented by Mayor Fayew.
you very much, Mr. Okuntade. Dr. Kilorisi.
Lọ́rọ́tì kàdáwà kékeré a máa ń wo village headmaster. Àwọn àwọn village headmaster. Àwọn ọ̀kan tó jẹ́ village headmaster bí. Ó ní arábìnrin kan bẹ̀ tí wọ́n pè ní Amẹ̀bọ̀.
Amẹ̀bọ̀.
Bá tí mo ṣó àjọ̀dá Amẹ̀bọ̀ ni mo máa ń rántí. Thank you so much.
Amẹ̀bọ̀ means a gossip. Thank you very much, Adiola. Once again, it's beautiful to have you here. Thank you for making it down. Whew. We'll go straight to Dedego's cultural display. Right after that, we'll have fashion parade. Fashion parade.
Dedego.
Ready?
Tony Abasio, Tony Abasio, Mother.
I'm so worried. I'm worried about
a lot of things in our community. Pé àwọn àṣà wa kan nísìnyí àti ẹ̀mọ́ àwọn kan pé àṣà ìgbàlódé kọ́mí lómi inú. Ní káṣà ló máa dé bó ti lọ́tún lóṣù náà lọ́tún lóṣù ń lọ. Yóò jẹ́ àti ìpẹ̀lẹ̀ ilé ńkọ́, àwọn ilé ńkọ́, ẹ̀yà àjùfún àjàpọ̀ ẹ̀. Ẹ̀pẹ̀lẹ̀ ẹ̀kú dìde ẹ̀lẹ́.
Orekelewa, come back here. Wambi. At least I know you understand a little bit of our language and you know some of our culture. What just happened here?
I'm not sure.
You're not sure? Do you know uncle's name?
Lagbaja.
So, on first name basis. Okay, today I'm going to show you and I'm going to tell you how we do it in our culture. Our culture is full of values, good values. Àwọn àṣà wa ó fi múlẹ̀ wípé a gbọ́dọ̀ ní ìtẹríba. A lè gbọ́dọ̀ fi orí balẹ̀ fún àwọn tó bá jù wá lọ. A kì í pè wọ́n lórúkọ. We don't call people who are older than us and elderly people by their first name. That is why you will hear us put uncle and aunties. They're not your real uncle and your real aunties, but it's a sign of respect. Do you know how to greet, like we taught you in Yoruba class? Do you know how to do it? So why didn't you do it? Now, like a good, proper, authentic Yoruba girl that you are, my Orekelewa, go and greet Uncle Lagbaja and Uncle for me. Ọmọ dáadáa, orí ẹ̀ á kàn ké.
Olúwa á tún àgbà tó ti bọ́, Olúwa wà pẹ̀lú ẹ̀, o ṣeun.
That is very, very good. Ẹ má bínú sà. Àgbà òní tán lórí lẹ́sà.
Àgbà tí ò bínú lọ́mọ rẹ̀ ń pọ̀ jọjọ.
Ẹ ti kà lẹ́sà.
O ṣe jàre ọmọ Tàfíkì tọ́hún. Pẹ̀lẹ́, ayẹ́.
You see, this is what I was telling you about. So, thank you.
My people, wọ́n yẹ àgbà tí ò bínú lọ́mọ ẹ̀ ń pọ̀ jọjọ. Mi ò lè bínú. I think this is very, very important for every Nigerian, not just Yoruba sitting here today. We have a way of life bestowed on us by the Creator, a way that was working for us many years back. But what are we doing today? You see the likes of Mikey saying, "Hi, Dad." I'm not against that because of acculturation. But acculturation doesn't mean we should forget our culture. So over to you, moms, dads, daughters, son, and say, "Yo, wow."
Thank you very, very much, really good group. Thank you for showing us what our culture on. Next, we'd like to give meritorious awards to people who have been committed, people who have done extras, who have given their support, their commitment to the Yoruba Heritage and Cultural Association. I'd like us to put our hands together as I once again invite Adiola Fayeun. Please put your hands together for Adiola. Adiola, you will help us present awards to these people for their exemplary support. Thank you very much.
Let's give Adiola a round of applause again.
Okay, first on my list is Mr. Toyi Abbas.
Mr. Toyi Abbas, please.
Okay.
Mr. Toyi Abbas. Eba wa fún ọdẹ àgbẹ̀wò.
We would like to acknowledge the exemplary support of Mr. Ademola Dedeibo. Mr. Ademola Dedeibo.
Mr. Ademola Dedeibo, please. ẹjẹ́ àṣẹ kọ́mọkọ́mọ àròjọ́ mùsùlùmí.
Next is Mr. Wale Olaitan.
Mr. Wale Olaitan, please.
Mr. Wale Olaitan. Mr. Wale Olaitan.
Mr. Wale Olaitan.
Okay. Mr. Adeolu Abioye.
Mr. Adeolu Abioye, please.
Mr. Wale Olaitan.
Can we have Mr. Adeolu Abioye, please? Mr. Wale Olaitan is here.
Mr. Adeolu Abioye.
He's on his way. Ever were for the àtẹ́wọ́. That's Mr. Adeolu Abioye.
Mrs. Fumi Omidiora.
Mrs. Omidiora.
Very beautiful Mrs. Omidiora.
Ever were for the àtẹ́wọ́.
Mr. Temitope Adebowale.
Mr. Temitope Adebowale. Mr. Adebowale, please.
Thank you very much. Mr. Kayode Jolaye.
Mr. Kayode Jolaye. Jolaye, sorry. Mr. Emebi. Ever were for the àtẹ́wọ́.
Mr. Temitope Adebowale.
Mr. Temitope Adebowale. Ẹ bá wa fún ọ ní àtẹ́wọ́ ẹ̀jẹ̀.
Mrs. Adetifa. Mrs. Bosede Adetifa.
Ẹ bá wa fún ọ látẹ́wọ́ ẹ̀jẹ̀.
Mr. Femi Oluwafemi Jegede.
Màmá nìyẹn. Mr. Jegede. Ọkùnrin tó máa ya photographer ní fọ́tò báyìí.
Miss Olushola Akinola. Miss Olushola Akinola.
Miss Akinola, please. Olushola Akinola, please. Wọ́n pọ̀ lọ́nà.
Miss Olushola Akinola. Okay, while we are waiting, Miss Akinola, Mr. Charles Ogutade.
Mr. Charles Ogutade, bàbá nìyẹn. Ẹ bá wa fún ọ ní àtẹ́wọ́. Ẹgbẹ́ bá wa fún ọ ní àtẹ́wọ́.
Thank you very much. Miss Akinola, are we expecting her? Miss Akinola.
Miss Akinola, can you please come up here if you are here?
While we are waiting, Miss Akinola, I would like to call our attention to the raffle we got today. We'd like you to support. It's just $5 per ticket. And as much as you can buy, please buy. If you want to buy the raffle ticket, you will find Mrs. Jumoke to my right. She's wearing a peach earring. Mrs. Jumoke, you are hiding. Mrs. Jumoke Balogun. Yes, if you want to purchase the raffle tickets, it's a form of welfareism.
And we have two fantastic prizes for the winners tonight. And I believe you don't want to miss out. Please, you can buy as much as $500 tickets. You're welcome to buy that.
Okay. Thank you very much, Adiola. Thank you so much. We'll go on to fashion parade. I'll give it to Dotun. Because Fashion parade.
Fashion parade. Ben Adetifa.
Ben Adetifa. Come and show us.
With Agbada Soro.
Agbada.
Nàìjíríà Soro. Àti Fìlà Abẹ́tí Ajá. This is a typical Yoruba outfit.
We get it.
What he's wearing is what we call Ashoke. This is Ashoke. And the signs here in Yoruba, we call it Ishono. Thank you very much.
Ashoke is traditionally woven in Nigeria. I'm not sure it's woven outside Nigeria at the moment, but I know it's peculiar to Nigeria and I think to the Yoruba people in particular. Okay.
You can see the beautiful outfit, the beads and the Ankara. And look at that kid. Oh God, this is gorgeous. You can see the Ashoke he's wearing and the cap. These are typical Yoruba outfits. Thank you so much, Kylie. Mr. Yhca. This is what we call Ashoke. Ashoke, like the other way, not too much. Agbada àti Fìlà Abẹ́tí Ajá pẹ̀lú ìlẹ̀kẹ̀. This is a typical traditional Yoruba outfit. We all have Yoruba chiefs. Àwọn olóyè ìbílẹ̀ Yoruba, this is what they wear. Thank you so much, Mr. Yhca. Thank you.
Yorùbá fẹ́ bá àwọn ará Ìgbò bá eré ìdíje.
Àwọn sílẹ̀kì àti sílẹ̀kì.
Ọlọ́run tó ń gbà fún wa tó wà lórí ìtì. Àtúnwálé. Àwọn ilé ìjẹ. Just about now, we would like to call the players who are part of the soccer competition. I would like to give them their medals. Please put your hands together for Folabi Akinola. Please put your hands together for them.
Akinola, please.
Mr. Akinola, Mr. Sonny Dauda. Mr. Sonny Dauda. Mr. Taju Raji. Mr. Dipo Sihamu. Mr. Olofeye Oyekanmi. Mr. Kola Abbas.
Kola Abbas, please.
Mr. Larry.
People to come forward so that we can give you the award.
There we go. Mr. Folabi Akinola.
As we call your name, please come forward. So
Thank you very, very much, sir.
Mr. Olofeye.
Mr. Taj. Okay, I would like to welcome the Commissioner of the Victoria Multicultural Association. Please put your hands together for Mr. Jinku Sise. I forgive you. Mr. Sise Jinku. Thank you very, very much for always honoring us with your presence. Thank you very much. Okay, Mr. Taju Raji, Mr. Lokaye Oyekanmi. Okay, Mr. Kola.
That's Mr. Dauda.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Kola Abbas, please.
Mr. Kola Abbas. Oh, thank you very much. Mr. Larry Adebayo.
Mr. Larry Adebayo, please.
Mr. Shagun Williams.
Shagun Williams.
Mr. Shagun Williams. And every That was awesome. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Oh. Okay. Can I request the presence of the captain, please?
Dauda.
Mr. Sunny Dauda.
Let's give you a round of applause. He was the captain of the Yoruba team that played the Igbo team, and we're so happy to announce that they won the match. So we are presenting the trophy to him now.
Okay. Thank you very much, DJ Wise. Next, we'll go on to the Yoruba History PowerPoint presentation. We'd like to give you some information, perhaps a brief information about the Yoruba culture. I'll hand over at the moment to Mr. Ogutade, and we'll get back to the presentation of our awards. Please put your hands together for Mr. Ogutade.
Abala tí a dé yìí ó ṣe pàtàkì. The item where we have now is very important, most especially for our kids and for people that doesn't know much about the Yoruba culture. So I'm going to be very brief because I think if we're going to talk about our heritage, we'll probably spend the whole night talking about it. But I've tried my best to summarize it and make it short. So, Mr. Yhca, are we ready to go? All right. Okay. The Yoruba people, named also spelled as Yoruba or Yoruba, Iran Yoruba, are a Niger-Congo ethnic group of southwestern and north-central Nigeria, as well as a southern central Benin. Together, these regions are known as Yoruba land. The Yoruba constitute over 40 million people in total. The majority of this population is from Nigeria, where the Yoruba make up to 21% of the country's population. According to the World Fact Book, making them one of the largest ethnic groups in Africa. Most Yoruba people speak the Yoruba language, which is a Ghana, and it's a Niger-Congo language with the largest number of native speakers. The Yoruba share borders with the very closely related Yhca to the southeast, in the northwest the Niger Delta, the Bariba to the northern west in Benin, the Nupe to the north, and the Yhca to the northeast in central Nigeria. To the east are the Edo, Esa, and the Afemia group. In mid-western Nigeria, adjacent to the Yhca and Edo groups, are the related Igala people found in the northeast on the left bank of the Niger River. To the southwest are the Fon and Ewe, who border the Yoruba communities in Benin and Togo. To the southeast are Yhca, who live in the northwestern end of the Niger Delta. The Yoruba diaspora consists of two main groupings. One of them includes a relatively recent migrant, the majority of which moved in the United Kingdom and United States after major economic and political changes in the 1960s to the 1980s. The other dates to the Atlantis slave trade and has their communities in Cuba, Dominican Republic, Venezuela, Saint Lucia, Jamaica, Brazil, Grenada, and Trinidad and Tobago. As of the 7th century, the African peoples who lived in Yoruba land were not initially known as the Yoruba, although they shared a common ethnicity and language. By the 8th century, a powerful Yoruba kingdom already existed in the Yhca, one of the earliest in Africa. The historical Yoruba developed in situ out of earlier Mesolithic Volta Niger population. By the first millennium, oral history recorded under the Oyo Empire derives Yoruba as an ethnic group from the population of the older kingdom of Yhca. The Yoruba were the dominant cultural force in southern Nigeria as far back as the 11th century. The Yoruba are among the most urbanized people in Africa. For centuries before the arrival of the British colonial administration, most Yoruba already live in the well-structured urban centers organized around powerful cities, centered around the residents of the Oba. In ancient times, most of these cities were fortresses with high walls and gates. Yoruba cities have always been among the most populous in Africa. Archaeological findings indicate that Oyo-Ile or Katunga, capital of the Yoruba Empire of Oyo, between 11th and the 19th century had a population of over 100,000 people, the largest single population of an African settlement at the time in history. For a long time also, Ibadan, one of the major universities, was the largest city in the whole of sub-Saharan Africa. Today, Lagos, popularly called the Yhca, another major university with a population of over 20 million, remains the largest on the African continent. Archaeologically, the settlement of Yhca showed features of urbanism in the 12th and the 14th century era. In the period around the 1300, the artists at Yhca developed refined, naturalistic sculptural tradition in terracotta, stone, and copper alloy, copper, brass, and bronze, many of which appear to have been created under the patronage of King Obalufon II, the man who today is identified as the Yoruba patron deity of brass casting, weaving, and regalia. The dynasty of kings at Yhca, which is regarded by the Yoruba as the place of origin of human civilization, remains intact to this day. The centralization, the urban face of Yhca before the rise of Oyo Empire in 1100 and 1600, a significant peak of political centralization in the 12th century is commonly described as the golden age of Yhca. Oba or ruler of Yhca is referred to as the Ooni of Ife. Yoruba traditional arts. Medieval Yoruba settlements were surrounded with massive mud walls. Yoruba buildings had similar plans to their Shanti shrines, but with verandas and around the court. The wall material comprises of a puddled mud and palm oil, while the roofing materials range from thatches to the aluminium and corrugated iron sheet. A famous Yoruba fortification, the Chigbon Eredo, was the second largest walled edifice in Africa. The structure was built in the 9th, 10th and 11th century in honor of a traditional aristocrat. The Egungun Festival. Masquerades are important features of Yoruba traditional artistry. They are generally known as Egungun, singularly as Egun. The term refers to the Yoruba masquerade connected with ancestral reverence or the ancestors themselves as a collective force. The music of the Yoruba people is perhaps best known for an extremely advanced drumming tradition, especially using the dudun, the tension drums, the representation of musical instruments on the sculptural works from Yhca indicates to the classical period of Yhca, which began at around the 10th century AD, somewhere already present prior to this period. Impressive. The Yoruba take immense pride in their attire, for which they are well-known. Clothing materials traditional come from process cutting by traditional weavers. They believe that the type clothes worn by a man depicts his personality and social status, and that different occasion require different clothing. Some of these dresses are the alari, sonya, etu. Other clothing materials include but are not limited to ofu, aran, and the adire. And there are many types of beads, hand laces, necklaces, egbaoru, anklets, egbaise, and bangles, egbaowo that are abound in Yoruba land, that both males and female put on for bodily adornment. Chief priests and kings of people of royal descent especially use some of these beads. Royalty and title, Babalawos, Babalorishas, and Yhca, which is an artistical processed animal tail, a type of a fly whisk. The ostial whiskers are symbols of authority and stateliness. It can use in a shrine for decoration, but most often is used by chief priests and a symbol of their authority. As most men go about with their hair newly cut or neatly shaven every time, the reverse is the case with women. Hair is considered the glory of women. They usually take care of their hair in two major ways: they plait and they weave. There are many types of plaiting styles, and women readily pick any type they want. Some of these include Olese, Ipakuelede, Sugu, Kojusoko, Alagogo, Kongoso, and etc. Traditionally, the Yoruba consider tribal marks ways of adding beauty to the face of the individual. This is part of from the fact that they show clearly from which part of Yoruba land an individual comes from. So different areas are associated with different marks. Different types of tribal marks are made with local plates or knives or cheeks. These are usually done at infancy when the children are not pain conscious. Some of these tribal marks include Abaja, Ega, Abaja Omu, Abaja Mary, Keke, Gombo, Keke Omu, Pele Jebu, etc. And these practices are almost faded away at this stage. And this just gives us a snapshot of Yoruba culture in general. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, Mr. Bukadi. A round of applause for Mr. Bukadi, please.
Thank you very much. Okay, right about now, I would go on to two things. First of all, we'll go on to the Brazilian group cultural dance. The Brazilian group cultural dance. I'd like to have you on stage. The Brazilian group cultural dance. While that goes on, the menu will go at the same time. Brazilian group cultural dance. The stage is yours.
Fabiana, please. Fabiana. That's our Brazilian dancer.
Yeah.
A round of applause. Can we please clap for Vivian Fabiana, please, the Brazilian dancer. Another round of applause for Viviana, please. You know, you go get your food. Good the food is ready, and I believe the kids have eaten, so we adults can now go and help ourselves. We have fantastic delicacies tonight. Santos meal, so please help yourself. The food is ready. But we just
Yoruba Women Cultural Group and Children Performance, please get ready. Yoruba Women Cultural Group and Children Performance. DJ, some music please. Thank you very much, Professor Kolawole. The first person I'd like to call on is Miss Tosin Adekunle. I can see your giving. Miss Adekunle.
She's here. We have an award for you.
We have the certificate for you. For your contributions during the 2018 Ballarat Getaway. Thank you, Tosin. Mr. Lokpeye Oyekomi.
Lokpeye Oyekomi, please.
For your contribution towards the youth program. Mr. Lokpeye Oyekomi.
It's on his way. This is your Lokpeye Oyekomi.
Mr. Bumi Ajayi. Mr. Bumi Ajayi.
Mr. Bumi Ajayi, please. Is Mr. Ajayi here? He's on his way.
Okay, that's for your contribution during the 2018 Shepherd Family Getaway. While we are with Mr. Ajayi, Pastor Ashade. Pastor Ashade, please.
Pastor Ashade. Is Pastor Ashade here?
Dr. Michael Akindeju. Dr. Michael Akindeju. Dr. Michael Akindeju.
Dr. Akindeju, please. Is he here? No. Let's go.
Mr. Wale Olaiton.
Mr. Wale Olaiton.
Mr. Wale Olaiton, I've seen it today.
He's on his way. He's coming. That is Mr. Wale Olaiton.
Dr. Timothy Olusa. Dr. Timothy Olusa.
Dr. Olusa, please.
Dr. Olusa.
Timothy Olusa, please. He's on his way.
He's on his way, okay? Dr. Olusa, please. Mrs. Fumi Omidiora. Mrs. Fumi Omidiora.
Can we have Mrs. Omidiora, please?
Mrs. Omidiora, please. Very much, Professor Falawale. Mr. Fiza Kamo. Do we have Mr. Fiza Kamo?
Mr. Kamo, please. Mr. Fiza Kamo.
I would like to invite Dr. Adekoju, but I want to be sure the recipients are around. Mr. Akamo, Mrs. Omidiora. Mr. Fiza Kamo, Mr. Jotu Obadino, Mr. Jotu Obadino, that's
Dr. Obadino, please. You want it back?
Okay. Mr. Fiza Kamo, Timothy Olusa.
Mr. Fiza Kamo, Dr. Timothy Olusa, Mrs. Omidiora, we want you up here.
Dr. Michael Akidejo.
Dr. Akidejo, please.
Pastor Shade. Mr. Bumi Ajayi. Okay. Myself. Miss Olanike Adeoye. Thank you very much, Dr. Adekoju. Okay, Yoruba Women Cultural Group and Children Performance. Yoruba Women Cultural Group and Children Performance. After that, we'll go on to the Brazilian Group Cultural Dance. Okay.
We have Mr. Akamo is here.
Mr. Akamo.
Please come forward. That's Mr. Akamo. The tallest Yoruba man that we know here in Victoria. Please, a round of applause for Mr. Akamo, please.
Thank you for your contribution. Dr. Olusa.
Dr. Timothy Olusa, please.
Thank you for your contribution at 2018 Ballarat Gathering. Mrs. Omidiora, are you available now? Okay, we'll get back to it then. Thank you very much, Dr. Adekoju. DJ.
Okay, come on board. We have the women group doing the traditional dance and the singing for you today. Thank you very much. Something was
Oh God. Yes, to call your attention to the raffle draw, we still have raffle ticket being sold. It will soon be wrapped up shortly and we'll have our winners. Next, I would like to give the stage to the Brazilian cultural dancer. Thank you.
Viviana Fabiana. You're welcome to the stage.
Menino assustado no meio do mundo, escreveu tudo em teu lugar, sabe de que faz.
so much. A round of applause for Viviana, please. That's the Brazilian dancer. Shola is on her way. That's Shola. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Mrs. Fumi Omidyora. Mrs. Fumi Omidyora. Okay.
Mrs. Omidyora is on her way.
On her way. I want to the list once more. Mr. Johnson. The other one. Thank you very much, Dr. Iboy. Thank you very much. Lady Ibo, you have the stage to yourself.
Are you ready?
Please, come on.
And the Supremo Commander. And the Supremo Commander. Lalaturuku. Turubebe, the head of Amalaba is not made for sacrifice. Unity still remains in diversity. Lalaturuku in the Lord. Ani kakaba nìrìn àjò, ó yẹ ká mẹ́ni tí a bá lọ. Apaniwa nílé, aṣèníwà lájò. Ẹ̀wẹ̀ ni bá rí o, ayé ṣòro. Àkàtó, kátó bá nìrìn àjò. Àló yẹ ká mẹ́ni tí a bá lọ. Apaniwa nílé, aṣèníwà lájò. Ẹ̀wẹ̀ ni bá rí o, ayé ṣòro. Yẹnẹrẹ wá rí kòkò, yẹnẹrẹ wá yẹ. Yẹnẹrẹ wá rí kòkò, yẹnẹrẹ wá olórùka. Òwe kẹlẹ̀ bá tọ́yẹ, òwe kẹlẹ̀ bá tọ́yẹ, kárùkó bá bàbá tó. Ilẹ̀ o, ẹnu rẹ̀ òróye, adúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́, ọmọ ni ó bẹ̀yìn wá o láàyè. Before anything, Atola, we need to bless why only Yhca artist Amati Ododo come from. All services, all comrades and artists Amati Ododo come from. Ìbà Elédùmarè ọba tẹ́rẹ̀ kárí ayé ẹ̀rùjẹ̀jẹ̀ ọba tí ń tẹ̀wé ní Màṣíjọ. I Chief Ẹ̀múrẹ̀mí Ògùrọ̀ James, SYZ raised to power anything I cannot do. Iliad Okune to say, I hereby bless this holy Yhca artist Amati Ododo come from. I try to any comrade to invite This only casket to Sabadile, to Iriakuliki, Atola. To God, the late man, we are seriously loved. Tere monte, okilo leye. Tere monte, amele muokia o. Tere monte, okilo leye. Tere monte, amele muokia o. Tere monte, okilo leye. Tere monte.
ó jẹ́ ìrántí ọ̀rẹ́ wa kan ọ̀hún tí wọ́n gbélé ni nígbà tá a lọ sóde ọ̀rẹ́ wa yìí ó ti kú tí ó ti yóò wọ́n gbélé ló bá lọ sí tọ́lẹ̀tì pé kò lọ tọ̀ bó ṣe wọ ẹnu ọ̀nà tọ́lẹ̀tì báyìí lórí ra ìrọ̀ lórí sọ́ọ̀sà wọ́n bá ra jáde wá lọ dúró lẹ́nu ọ̀nà ẹnu ọ̀nà ló wà ló dúró de ẹni tó wà ní tọ́lẹ̀tì pé kò jáde nígbà tó dúró tẹ́lẹ̀ ò jáde bá tún wọ́n ti tọ́lẹ̀tì tó tún rí ẹnu mírọ̀ excuse me sir mo dúró de yìí ta sorry sir ló bá dúró sẹ́nu ọ̀nà nígbà tó wá dé stage kan kò ní mọ́ra mọ́ bó ṣe tọ̀ sára yẹn ó ní kí tó tọ̀ sára yẹn náà ọ̀rẹ́ kí ló dé tó wá tọ̀ sára bá ó lọ kí tó wà nílé yóò jáde bọ̀rọ̀ ni ìgbà táwọn ọbẹ̀ ààrẹ nìkan kà sí mírọ̀ ààrẹ lórí inú mírọ̀ ọ̀hún tí kò ń gbélé.
It's been beautiful all day. Can I request the presence of Dr. Adepoju? Dr. Adepoju, ẹ̀yin ni mo tó pè báyìí. Ẹ má bínú sí mi.
Ẹni bí ló gbogbo Yorùbá ló ń pè.
Ẹ wo, ẹ má bínú sí mi.
Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹ má bínú sí wa.
Ìfẹ́ kẹ́ bá mi fún Mrs. Fumi Omidiora. Please put your hands together for Mrs. Fumi Omidiora. You took us a session at the Valera Getaway.
Àwọn tí wọ́n jẹ́ kí èdè àti àṣà Yorùbá kó máa lọ síwájú ní Victoria ìgbẹ́ gbogbo àwọn ọmọ wa tí wọ́n ń sọ Yorùbá Mrs. Omidiora Mrs. Adetifa pẹ̀lú ilé ẹ̀kọ́ Yorùbá tí wọ́n kó àwọn ọmọ wa ẹ bá wa fún ọ látẹ̀wọ́ o ọlọ́wọ́ ìdí ó rẹ̀ ni o ẹ̀yin tó mọ Yorùbá tí máa lọ síbi ilé ẹ̀kọ́ Yorùbá bí àǹfààní wà ẹ bá Mrs. Adetifa àbí Mrs. Omidiora sọ̀rọ̀ ó lè jẹ́ president wa náà ní ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àǹfààní ló tiẹ̀ ti wà online bákan náà Dẹ̀dẹ̀ Ìgbò àwọn náà ní ẹmu àti kílìṣì àti ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ lẹ́yìn bá wọn sọ nípa àṣà Yorùbá ẹ bá láǹfààní ẹ bá wọn sọ wọn á túbọ̀ tún bá ń sọ̀rọ̀ pa ẹ̀ ní báyìí láì dé ìnàpẹ́ni.
Ètò tó tún kàn. Okay. Very quickly, I want us to recognize the presence of Mr. Emete Jessica. Mr. Emete Jessica, please wave. Please put your hands together. He's running as the Liberal candidate for the seat of Footscray. Please watch out for his name.
A round of applause, please.
Emete Jessica. Thank you very much, Mr. Jessica.
You're welcome, Mr.
Thank you for coming. Okay. The children were expecting for your performance. Very shortly, we'll play the raffle draw. The raffle draw. Be sure you have bought more than enough. There is barbecue to be won. Barbecue pot or machine to be won. And there is a beautiful blender donated to be won as well. And very soon, we will hit the dance floor of the Brazilian cultural dance.
Good Lord.
I'm
lembrar do bater, pra te lembrar de mim. Isso é pra te levar no meu bebê, pra te levar no canapé, pra te levar no lugar. Isso é pra te levar na fé. Deus é brasileiro, muito obrigado, axé. Ilumina o mundo da estrada que vem a porta. É uma lei, quem tem santo é que tem vantagem. Pra quem tem opção vai, quanto mais. Pra quem tem ideais e os orixás, quanto mais. Odeio comissão de paz, quanto mais. Pra quem tem ideais e os orixás, joga as armas pra lá, joga as armas pra lá, joga as armas pra lá, traz a festa. Joga as armas pra lá, joga as armas pra lá, joga as armas pra lá, faz a festa.
I'm not gonna lie, I love you. Oh yeah, Gary. When I see you, I see my mommy. Oh yeah, Gary. Hallelujah. 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 Oh yeah, Gary. Oh yeah, Gary. Gary, you
Before we leave the dance floor tonight, before we leave the dance floor, I would like to receive the Yhca. Are you ready?
Adimweyo from Lagos State. We are now inviting on stage the Adimweyo group.
And I have a small question after their display.
What is the hat that the Yhca wears called in Yoruba?
Ní orúkọ fìlà tí èèyàn délé ní Yorùbá. Ta ló mọ̀?
The hat that Yhca wears, what is it called in Yoruba?
Oh wait, no, we don't want to answer.
What do you go to? Cap. What should we have? Cap. Only cap. I don't pay you for.
Clap out of Australia, oh, that.
Okay, so let's go. It's been long you attended over and there. This is an opportunity. Don't worry, you will.
First class juju.
You will enjoy yourself. Mr. Chokwe, Chole Maro.
A fẹ́ kí àǹfààní tí sílẹ̀ fún gbogbo wa báyìí láti wá jó.
Please fill up the space.
All the way from our interstate musician, juju musician, all the way from Adelaide. So the floor is open now. We want everyone to hit the floor and dance to this beautiful juju song, juju music.
Just before we get on the dance floor, while the setup, can we play the raffle just about now? Mrs. Balogun, Mrs. Jumoke Balogun, let's play raffle.
Hello, we are drawing a raffle in 2 minutes. Yeah. We've got the first prize here. We've got the first prize here. Check the sheet. Okay, our first prize is the white 04 red. Mr. Yhca. Agenda Ola Q43 B.
Africa tí wọ́n wí o, èdè Africa tí wọ́n sọ. Àlọ́kùnrin òfin Africa tó dédé, everybody ká máa jẹ ládùn, ká máa dá sí àlọ́.
Congratulations, Adéjà Bọ́lá. Thank you for those who choose to run the tickets. This is Eva LSC and Miss Yhca. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much for being part of it.
Ọlọ́run fẹ́ kí